Well, g'day everyone, my name's Ian and I'd like to welcome you to another 5-minute family devotion at Ingadine Heathcote Anglican Church. Now, we learnt yesterday that Jesus was in control as he healed a man with leprosy. And we're going to learn about another situation where Jesus was in control. Well, news about Jesus was travelling everywhere and he became a bit of a celebrity and people wanted to see him wherever he went. Now, one such person who wanted to see Jesus was a soldier. Now, this soldier wasn't one of the soldiers from God's nation. He was in fact a Roman soldier. God's people, they didn't like the Roman soldiers. And this soldier was no ordinary soldier. He was a centurion, which meant he was in charge of 100 soldiers. He was a very important soldier. And because he was an important soldier, he had servants. He had people under him who would do whatever he wanted. Now, whenever he told them to do something, they did it. In fact, this soldier was somebody who was in control. But one day, his servant became sick. In fact, his servant became so sick that his servant was lying at home in terrible pain and was unable to move. The centurion was in control of a lot of things, but he certainly wasn't in control of sickness. And so he went to see a man who he knew was in control. He went to see Jesus. Now, when he met Jesus, he said, "Lord, my servant is at home and is in such terrible pain that he can't even move." Now, what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus cared and wanted to help, and so he said, "I will go and heal him." But the centurion knew that Jesus really was in control. And he knew how amazing Jesus was, and he knew how unworthy he was to have Jesus come into his house. And so he said, "Lord, I'm not good enough for you to come into my house. Just give the order and my servant will be well. I have officers who give orders to me and I have soldiers who take orders from me. I can say to one of them, 'Go,' and he goes. And I can say to another, 'Come,' and he comes. I can say to my servant, 'Do this,' and he will do it." The centurion knew that he had control, but he knew Jesus had ultimate control. He knew that Jesus could heal this man from a long way away just by speaking. Jesus was so amazed at the trust that this centurion had. And so he turned to the crowd around him and said, "I have never seen someone in Israel who has as much faith as this centurion does. The kingdom of God is for all people, so make sure that you have faith like the centurion does." And then Jesus turned to the centurion and he said, "You may go home now. Your faith has made it happen." Now, at that very moment, the centurion's servant was made well. You see, the centurion put his faith in Jesus. He knew that Jesus was in complete control. If Jesus said it, then his servant would be better. Now, children, put your faith in Jesus because he has absolute control. Put your faith in Jesus because his words can be trusted completely. If you put your faith in Jesus, then everything that Jesus promises will be yours. His words can be trusted completely, for he really is in control. Now, in a couple of minutes, we're going to do a couple of things as they come up on the screen. I'd like to invite you as a family to read, to think, and to pray. And when each one of those comes up, I'd like you to pause the video and as a family, share that time together.